Hi, Kirsten here. I hope that you're well. When I see clients for hypnotherapy and I ask them what they want, I think 98% of people say, for the first thing they say is, I want to be happy. So let's talk a little bit about that. We've been going through a time recently, this last 18 months or so, of a lot of seriousness happening in the world. We've seen it in the media. Maybe it's been close to us or in our families. So I'm here to remind you to come back to your playfulness and your intention to become more aware of what you really want. Because when what we do, we become good at. So if we've been watching news, hearing things about lockdown and COVID and so forth, we may have gotten a little bit into a thinking pattern, which has become quite serious. And I want to remind you that even though there's horrible things going on in the world, it's okay to feel happy. Sometimes people feel guilty for feeling happy, but not feeling happy is not going to help anyone in the world. Quite the opposite, really. When we feel happy, we can lift the spirit of someone else. We can lift the energy in a room. We can inspire others. And also happiness, as well as calmness, love, and so forth, is what your core really is. The rest, the limiting beliefs, is kind of layers and beliefs that has been added on in your life. Of course, we've got an aspect of our brain, as you probably know, which I call the monkey mind. I have that from Buddhism, which is a part of our makeup. And the monkey mind, the reptilian brain, the fear brain, same thing, is not there to make us happy. It's actually there to make us survive. But we can learn to tame our monkey or educate our monkey, which is what I very much help people do in my everyday life as a hypnotherapist. So I want to talk a little bit about kind of not taking things so seriously, not taking ourselves so seriously, to start creating a bit more of a flexible mind again, a flexible way of thinking. You know, if we think about our everyday lives, think about how many of the things we do are routines. We may walk somewhere to daycare with children, or work, or grocery shopping, or whatever, and we sort of walk the same route every day. Maybe we eat at the same time every day without maybe really checking in whether we are hungry. Maybe we watch the same type of programs if we watch television, or listen to the same type of podcasts, or talk about the same type of topics. So we've become very good at sort of following routines, but maybe it's time to stop and just try and create a bit more flexibility again, a little bit like a stream of water that flows down a mountainside or in nature. You know, if a rock has fallen into the water, the water will just move around it. It's very flexible. And it's good for us if we can come back to flexible thinking. And of course, that can be done also by walking down a different route, trying new foods, saying yes to things you normally say no to, but also notice your thinking patterns, and not only what you think, but also how you tend to think. Have you got quite rigid thinking, or a rigid way of thinking? Are there a lot of shoulds in your internal dialogue, in your way of thinking? We do that a lot, even if we don't really even use the word out loud, should. But you know how it can be simple things like simple thing. Maybe we look at ourselves in the mirror and there's a feeling of, oh, I should lose some weight. Or it could be we think of a friend, oh, I should be contacting them. Oh, I should be hoovering. I should be doing that paperwork. I should have done more. I did too much. I was too loud. I wasn't loud enough. I didn't say the right thing. I should have said something else. There's often this constant evaluation on the inner side of shoulds and coulds and so forth. Very rigid thinking. Because in reality, no one's really judging. People are busy with their own lives. So I'm all about self-love, as you know, and learning to love the inner child. And sometimes we also need to, and that's got nothing to do with self-love or inner child, but I'm going to say we also have to remember not to take ourselves so seriously. If there's something you want to do, maybe the lockdown has shown you that the way you lived your life wasn't quite right for you. Maybe you did have some routines and you're already aware that they weren't quite right for you, whether it was little things like the type of diet you have, maybe you prefer working from home, maybe you even want to change your job, or maybe even relationship, or maybe just something very small. Play with it. Be aware of that. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to change direction, the things you do. Be aware of how you think. Drop that rigid thinking. There are no shoulds. There's no panel of judges anywhere judging. As long as you come from your heart and you're not intentionally hurting other people, then this is your life. This is your one precious life. We may have other lives, I don't know. But for now, what we know for now is this life is now. As they say, this is not a dress rehearsal. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to question things. It's okay to speak up, or to be more quiet, or to, live life on your terms. So maybe it's time to look at that. What do you really want? Because deep down, we all just want to be happy. We may be saying to ourselves and each other, hey, I really want to buy that thing, or go on that holiday, or do this or do that, or look like that, or whatever. But if we look at that, and that's fine, and if we look at that and say, okay, why do I want that? What is it I think that will give me? Usually the answer is happiness. So we all just want to be happy. So my suggestion is that you think more in those terms. What will make you happy right now? What is it you can do more of? What can you do less of? Can you bring in a bit more playfulness into your life? Is there something new you want to try? Can you drop the rigid thinking, all the shoulds, and instead think in terms of, I want to do this thing differently, or I want to slim down, or I want to go to that place. What if we thought of life a bit more like a game? A game where we're free to move in that direction and try that out. What does that taste like? Or what does that feel like? Oh no, that's not quite it. Let me do this over here instead. Let me move around. Maybe let me try things out. If we can remember that things are really not that serious. The other day I spoke to someone who does beautiful art, but he doesn't show it to anyone. He's just been doing it at home. And I said, why don't you share this? This is amazing. And he said, no, I don't want, all this sort of attention around that, or like I'm showing off. And that's the thing we do, is that we often think, if I do this, so in his case, if I go out and show this, it's almost like there will be a lot of movement and attention, and it may change how I'm viewed or my family relationships. And whoa, that's him taking himself way too seriously. When we put things out there, often not much happens really. So we can drop this sort of catastrophizing or thinking that everyone's got their eye on us and what we do or what we don't do, but just have fun, share, bring it out there. If there's something you want to say or show, again, as long as you do it from your heart, from goodness, play a bit more, enjoy new things. Just like if you go to a restaurant, maybe you like to try out different meals, or you go to different restaurants, instead of just doing the same thing every day, the same rigid thinking of I should, or I bet they think, and then this will happen, which none of it is true. It's just thinking. Just because you think something doesn't make it real. So what if we are a bit more playful and we remember that we are all part of something beyond ourselves? What is it that beats your heart? I mean, literally, what is that energy? It's the same that beats my heart. What is it that grows your nails, your hair? It's the same that grows my nails, my hair, and your neighbors, and probably the same that makes the trees grow. You're always part of something bigger, something beyond, something that we can choose to be in awe of. Be like a child. Have what in Buddhism is called, or sort of a version of that, the beginner's mind, where we show up kind of wide-eyed and bushy-tailed to any moment in life. So we allow ourselves to see with fresh eyes, look at a tree, look at the autumn colors, and be in awe like a child, going, wow, look at that, instead of going through life just doing the same old routine and getting caught up in I should, I must, I ought, and I bet now they think this, and if I do that, then this thing is going to happen. It's not really. Things are not so serious, but there's so many things to be in awe of and grateful for in your life. There's so many people who love you, who care about you, who you love, who you care about. There's so many aspects of nature to be amazed about. This is your precious life. So my suggestion is to remember that, what we think is serious and should be a certain way, it isn't true. So what if we just rest a bit more into the inner observer, the inner awareness. So let's just meditate. So if you get yourself comfortable, and we just rest into that inner awareness that is aware that sometimes you say should too much. Sometimes you demand too much of yourself, of others. Sometimes you are fighting reality. And really, we can also just be, and just be grateful and curious and playful and enjoy life more. And that way we're also building up more resilience, so that when there are challenges in life, then we can much better deal with them because we've already recharged our batteries. So I'll set the timer so we can do a meditation. So if you get yourself comfortable, And we'll just do a 15 minutes meditation of just relaxing, just sinking in. Sorry, my chair is very squeaky. Sinking in to inner calm. So it will do 3 things, and then we sit for 15 minutes. So just take a nice deep breath and just feel the seat supporting your body. And take another nice deep breath in. Just being here in this present moment right now. Maybe there's sounds that you can hear around you, and it's okay. Remember to not fight reality. Maybe you can hear the monkey chattering a bit more because you are more quiet now, and it's okay. It's just thinking. It's not real. It doesn't mean anything. Just be the observer, observing the thinking. And as you may know from previous meditations, you can rest your awareness on your breath or sound. Just resting 25% of your awareness on that. Another 25% is watchful, aware that the first 25% is resting on that. And 50% is just spacious, just being. And you can imagine that thoughts are like leaves from a tree that have dropped into a little stream of water. And they can just pass by, you don't pick them up. You just observe them. You're just noticing them. Maybe you can even lean further back into yourself and even notice that you are noticing. That you are the observer. There's nothing you should. You're doing good, you're just being here. And And the present moment is the only thing that exists. Every present moment is. Just sense that you are part of that life force energy that beats your heart, that grows your nails, your hair. That life force energy that holds no judgment, that just is and brings life and wants to expand. Imagine it maybe as a light or a sensation that actually is in every cell of your body. And if we look into a cell in the body, we see atoms. And if we look into the smallest aspects, all we'll find is energy, vibrating energy. You are an incredible field of energy. Everything and everyone is. And you're always part of this energy field. You're not alone. You're always part of something beyond yourself. And I'd like you to consider just quietly in your mind, is there anything that you've stopped doing that actually you used to really enjoy doing? Which would be in harmony with how you want to live your life today? Contemplate right now, what can you do more for you to smile more and frown less? For you to shine more? And contemplate, are there things you've been doing because you were telling yourself that you should? Or because you've been allowing your monkey to just act out old routines that actually no longer serve you? Is there something new you'd like to learn or do or cultivate? Imagine it, visualize what you really want to do moving forward. What will make you feel more alive, more playful, more free and flexible and authentically happy, in alignment with your heart. This is your precious life. Enjoy it, enjoy every moment, be in awe of the beauty around you, of the wonder and magic of nature, of yourself, even your magnificent and wise body. And just sit quietly now for the last 3 minutes. Very good. And just take a moment, make sure you're fully present. Notice 3 different colors in your surroundings. Good. And if there was any images you created or words or ideas about what you want to do more of and what you can do less of, then take that with you and make it your reality. Oh, that reminds me of a metaphor. You know, I like a good metaphor. I'll tell you a metaphor. So there's a story about 2 wizards, and one wizard, he wasn't really a good wizard. The other one was. And the not so good wizard, he wanted what can we say, the sort of attention or connection that the good wizard got. So one day, the not so good wizard went into the town square in the town, and he said to people, come here tomorrow at noon and I shall show you that I am the greatest wizard. I shall invite in the other wizard and I will show you all. So the next day, the good wizard showed up, and the good wizard stood there and he observed the not so good wizard. And the not so good wizard thought, what I'm going to do, he thought, is I'm going to hold a butterfly in my hand and I shall ask the good wizard, what's in my hand, or butterflies in my hand. Is it dead or is it alive? If you're a true wizard, you will know. So the good wizard showed up, and he stood there, and the not so good wizard said this thing about the butterfly. Is it alive or is it not? And the good wizard looked at him and said, it's all in your hands. Because, of course, the bad wizard's plan was to squash the butterfly if the good wizard said it's alive, and let it fly if he said it was dead. So, you know, it's all in your hands. Okay. Enjoy. You know where to find me if you need any support. So go out there with a flexible mindset. Be in awe of what is. Focus on what makes you smile, and choose what you want to do with your time, moment to moment. Okay, enjoy. Take care. Lots of love.